I want to take you back to this breaking and developing story. The U.S. had issued and carried out attacks on Venezuela this morning. It is just about 4:30 in Venezuela at the moment, and these strikes began at around 2 a.m. Venezuelan time. These were carried out by what was reported to be U.S. aircrafts in the Venezuelan airspace. I spoke to Sophie Mukena about this earlier on. The Venezuelan government has now released official communique on it, and I want to give you some highlights from that. In it, they say the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela rejects, repudiates, and denounces to the international community the very serious military aggression perpetrated by the current government of the United States of America against Venezuelan territory and population in civilian and military localities in the city of Caracas, the capital of the republic, and the states of Miranda, Aragua, and La Guaira. This act constitutes a flagrant violation of the Charter of the United Nations, especially its Articles 1 and 2, which enshrine respect for sovereignty, legal equality of states, and the prohibition of the use of force. Such aggression threatens international peace and stability, specifically in Latin America and the Caribbean, and puts the lives of millions of people at serious risk. The objective of this attack is none other than to seize the strategic resources of Venezuela, in particular its oil and minerals, trying to forcibly break the political independence of the nation. They won't succeed. After more than 200 years of independence, the Venezuelan people, the statement continues to read, after 200 years of independence, the Venezuelan people and their legitimate government stand firm in defense of sovereignty and the inalienable right to decide their destiny. The attempt to impose a colonial war to destroy the republican form of government and force a regime change in alliance with the fascist oligarchy will fail like all previous attempts. Since 1811, Venezuela has faced and defeated empires. When in 1902 foreign powers bombed our coast, President Cipriano Castro proclaimed the insolent plant of the foreigner has desecrated the sacred soil of the homeland. Today, with the morals of the Bolivar, Miranda, and our liberators, the Venezuelan people rise up again to defend their independence from the imperial aggression. And it calls for the people to the streets. In the statement, it further reads, the Bolivarian government calls on all the social and political forces of the country to activate the mobilization plans and repudiate this imperialist attack. The people of Venezuela and the Bolivarian National Armed Forces, in perfect popular military police fashion and fusion, are deployed to guarantee sovereignty and peace. Simultaneously, the Bolivarian diplomacy and peace will raise the corresponding complaints to the United Nations Security Council, the Secretary General of that organization, SELEC, and MNUAL, demanding the condemnation and accountability of the U.S. government. President Nicolas Maduro has arranged all national defense plans to be implemented at the appropriate time and circumstances in strict adherence to the provisions of the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, the organic law on states of exception, and the organic law of security on the nation. In this sense, President Nicolas Maduro has signed and ordered the implementation of the decree that declares that state of external commotion throughout the national territory to protect the rights of the population, the full functioning of the republican institutions, and immediately move to armed struggle. The whole country must be active to defeat this imperialist aggression. Likewise, it has ordered the immediate deployment of the Command for the Integral Defense of the nation and the management bodies of the integral defense in all states and municipalities of the country. In strict adherence to Article 51 of the Charter of the United Nations, Venezuela reserves the right to exercise legitimate defense to protect its people, its territory, and its independence. We call on the people and government of Latin America, the Caribbean, and world to mobilize in active solidarity in face of this imperial aggression. As Supreme Commander Hugo Chavez Frias pointed out, in any circumstance of our new difficulties, whatever size, in response of all patriots is unity, struggle, and battle and victory. That was released by the government of Venezuela in Caracas moments ago. We'll bring you updates on that when they do come.